Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. We are making a very simple, very classic side dish today. Something my grandma used to make. My mom made it, I made it. Look at this. That's my grandma's cookbook. Is that the best? Memaw's favorite recipes. She drew that little picture. I'm not sure what that little pickaninny chicklet is with the little hair things, but whatever. It's got little hearts all over it. She's kind of fat. And she says, he who indulges bulges. She was a trip. Wish you could have known her. But anyway, she was a fantastic cook. And a lot of the things that I like to do and recipes that I use, the trilogy we talk about and cook with, she taught me how to do. So anywho, this recipe, I don't know if she made it up, she got it from her mama, I don't know where it came from, but that's just all I know. She made it, my mom made it, I made it, and I'm gonna teach it to you today. It is a very simple, old-fashioned, kind of old-styled recipe. If you look back in cookbooks from like the 50s, sorry, my ice maker's making all kinds of funky sounds over there. The 40s, the 50s, I love to look at old cookbooks, even really old. But anyway, recipes were simple. Vegetables and sides were simple. Steam a vegetable, put a hollandaise sauce on it, or some kind of buttercream sauce. Ugh, love me some butter and cream. But it just wasn't as complex as things have gotten in a lot of ways. So this is one of those throwbacks that I used to make when my kids were growing up, and I love it. And it's going to sound a little weird. It might sound a little weird. Yeah, I did a thing. I did it today. I whacked my hair off, and I love it. God, it's hot outside. We were out cutting firewood last weekend, and I thought I was going to die. Too much hair on my head. It was too hot. Had to go. So anyway, the hubs is trying to adjust. He ain't happy about it, but it's all good. So anyway, let's get back to the recipe. So this is called Keg Bake? What is that? How about carrot egg bake? Let's get it right. So what we're going to do, I'm making a really small amount just for me and the hubs, but this is one of those things you can double, triple, quadruple. I mean, for however many people you're trying to serve. Just keep, going up in the ingredients. It's, again, very simple. And ingredients most people have in their kitchen. Carrots, egg, bacon, salt and pepper. That's it. It's good. You're going to like it. So I'm going to flip the camera down. It's going to be a quick video, too, as soon as I quit babbling, because it's simple, but it's really tasty, and it's so incredibly nutritious. I mean, the carrots are full of fiber, full of vitamins. The eggs, don't even get me started on eggs, how much I love them and how good they are for you. The minerals and the vitamins, especially in the yolk. The bacon gives you a good, healthy fat. I mean, it's just a fantastic side dish. So here we go. I'm going to flip it down and let you watch. All right, first thing we're going to do, I'm starting with a half a pound of carrots, because again, it's just me and the hubs, so I'm not doing a huge amount. I've got this little, I think it's a 3-cup Pyrex dish that I'm going to bake in. My oven is preheated to 350. That's what I'm going to do. Now, you can cut this, and again, old kind of classic recipes were very forgiving, free, whatever term you want to put on it. My grandmother would cut the carrots in little matchsticks, and my mom used to do kind of the same but bigger chunks. I'm all about some bite-sized pieces. So what I'll typically do is take, if a carrot's big and fat, I'll split it down one end and then leave the skinnier end like it is, and just cut it in little rounds. And once you get to the place where you've made the slice, then you're going to get little half moons, so that you can get, more evenly cooked pieces of carrot. So that's all I'm going to do with these 2 carrots, is just cut them like this, being very careful not to cut my fat little fingers that are in the way. And then we're going to parboil the carrots. And all that means is I've got a pot over here with some hot water in it. We're going to boil them till they're just fork tender. You don't want them real soft, because this is going to go in the oven for a little bit, but just soft enough that they'll finish cooking in the oven with the other ingredients that we'll get to in a minute. So I'm going to pause, cut up my other carrot, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me cut a carrot like I just did, and be back in just a second. Okay, so there's my ½ pound of carrots. The other thing about this dish is it is super economical. I mean, super economical. If you're feeding 4, this easily will serve 4. You know, once it's finished, it's got a couple other things on it. A ½ pound of carrots, I mean, you're talking not even $1, maybe $1, just super cheap. And if you bought pastured, high quality, organic eggs, a couple of eggs, let's say $1. So now we got 2 whole dollars in this dish. Then you're gonna throw some bacon with it and a little salt and pepper. I mean, it's super cost effective. So anyway, let me move this around just so you can kind of see. All right, so there's my boiling water. I'm gonna drop my, start to say eggs. Golly, I can't get it together today. Drop my carrots down in there, and they're gonna boil for just a few minutes. And I'll time them exactly so I can let you know. I usually just check them and then they're done. But that's all we're gonna do with that. Again, super, super simple. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is slice up a couple pieces of bacon. This is literally 2 slices of bacon. I just cut it in half and it's stacked up. This is another thing, very forgiving. You can do it however you'd like. My grandmother would just lay these pieces of bacon on top, just whole like that. I don't care for it that way because it's kind of hard to cut through when you're getting ready to serve. So I usually do mine in either little bites, you know, like cut it this way and then this way, or just in small strips like I'm doing now. Wow, this knife needs to be sharpened. It is really dull. I'm gonna get the hubs on that one because that's terrible. I'm just tearing it up. So anyway, so what you want to do is cut your, and yeah, there's a little carrot in there and it doesn't matter. It's all going in the same dish. You'll cut this up and then you're going to partially fry your bacon. Not render all the fat out of it. And you'll see what that looks like. I've got a little skillet over here. Okay, so I've got my bacon in a little skillet and my little tiny pieces of carrot, and that's fine. And we're just gonna let this render out some of the fat and start to get a little crispy, but you don't wanna get it all the way done because it's gonna go on top of the casserole in the oven and then it would get overcooked. So you want it partially cooked and then in it goes. You know, and this is one of those things, I'm all about the prep ahead, get it done early kind of thing. The more you can have done ahead of time, the better. Let me pause that one comment. My carrots are done. See, I can just get a knife. I don't know if you can see. Just poke a knife into that real easily. That took 4 minutes. So I'm going to drain these because if they continue to sit in the hot water, they'll continue to cook and then they'll be mushy. It'll taste good, but it'll be a little more baby foodish. Nobody wants that. And then I'm not going to make y'all sit here and listen to splattery bacon. And dadgummit, I just scrubbed this stove top, literally just scrubbed this stove top, and I'm frying bacon. But whatever, it's not very much. So I'll be back in a second, and y'all will see how cooked you want to get the bacon. Okay, so that's as far as you want to go. Wowzer, that was a big old pop with that. Like I said, you don't want to get it all the way done. And I just leave it in the pot because I'm going to pour bacon grease and all on top of, oh, oven's ready, on top of my carrots. So I don't worry about, you know, trying to drain it or anything. All right, let me turn this around and we're going to put it together and then it's going to go in the oven. Okay, so I was going to show y'all, these are the carrots. I drained them. They're still very steamy, but see how, you know, it pokes in pretty easy. I mean, they're not totally soft all the way through, but they're pretty soft. So that's all we're going to do there. Now we're going to break a couple of eggs and, you know, I'm going to say this 1,000 times. This is a very forgiving, flexible dish that you can do kind of how you want. You like a lot of egg? Do a lot of egg. You just want a little egg? My grandma was a little more on the lighter egg side. I like lots of egg. So I'm going to do 3 eggs. But 2 would work if that's what you have or if that's what you want to do. So we're going to just put this in a bowl. Let me grab a fork. I should have had that already. And then whisk this up just like you're making scrambled eggs. And then we want to salt and pepper, again, like you're making scrambled eggs. This is a great recipe to kind of learn how to cook to taste or cook by feel or however you want to term it. I don't really have measurements for this, but if I was making scrambled eggs, I would do it like this. So that's what I'm doing. So you salt and pepper your eggs. Y'all, I know you're probably going, what? She's lost her mind. This is disgusting. It's really super good. And, you know, back in the day, my grandmother was born in 1913, I think. 1950, I think 1913. You know, they ate for fuel. They ate for nutrition. They didn't eat just to tickle their taste buds, although it was pretty taste bud tickly. So this is a super nutritious, trying to get this in a place where y'all can see. Now we're just going to pour the egg over the carrots. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I used to make this at the restaurant in the very, very early days. And then since my restaurant or my lunch business has grown so much, I quit doing it because it doesn't work in the steam table real well. The eggs will get kind of rubbery. So anyway, then you just want to sprinkle. I didn't do that very well, did I? You want to sprinkle your bacon. And again, if you like lots of bacon, put 3 or 4 slices on there. Do it however you want to do it. So we're going to get our bacon sprinkled around. Y'all, this is so daggum good. I cannot wait for supper. We're having this, and I've got some sauteed chard, which is really similar to spinach, and I'm a spinachaholic, and some Swiss steak, and that's what we're having for supper, and it's going to be daggum good. All right, so now I'm not going to put, that's probably a couple tablespoons of bacon grease. I'm not going to put it all on there. I'm just going to pour a little of it. Ooh, 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 but that is pure brain fuel nutrition right there. All right, and then this is going to go in the oven. And let me flip this up and I'll tell you something. I've never had this recipe written down. I've always just done it and kind of done it by feel for how much I want to make, how many people I'm feeding, that kind of thing. So I'm writing it and measuring and doing all these things as we go. So the amount of time in the oven, I'm going to have to clock it. And I'll get it on, I'm typing the recipe. We'll have the recipe typed because shockingly, this was not my grandmother's cookbook, which was bizarre. But anyway, been doing it all my life. So it's so good. Golly, it's so good. So now this is going to go in the oven and I'm thinking 20-ish minutes because you just want the egg to get cooked. That's all you're doing. The carrots are parboiled. They'll finish cooking while they're in there. The bacon is not totally done, but close. So you're just getting the eggs cooked and that's it. So y'all, think about this. What I started to say a minute ago when I busted off on I don't want to make you listen to popping bacon. I'm all about prep ahead, be prepared, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I had those steps on all my recipes. This is one of those things that you could cut your carrots up whenever your prep day is. So I used to do it on the weekend. So I'm just going to say on Sunday, I'd prep my stuff. So cut your carrots, throw it in the refrigerator. Really nothing to do with the eggs. You can do that in 30 seconds. You could even go so far as parboiling them. The only reason I might not do that is because then you got to heat them back up again and then it's going to cook them a little more. So I'm not sure I'd go that far with it, but you could. I mean, for that matter, you could put the whole thing together, put a lid on it, pop it in the refrigerator, and then pull it out in a couple of days and put it in the oven, but whatever. Let's just say you prep your carrots. You could slice your bacon up. You could even, in the morning when you're fixing breakfast, fry the bacon real quick, throw it to the side, put it in a little container, pop it in the refrigerator. That part's done. So the night you're preparing supper, it's as simple as parboil your carrots. It took 4 minutes. My water was boiling, so I put my water on, brought it to a boil while I'm cutting up my carrots, put it in there, 4 minutes, they're done. Drain them. Let them sit for a second, dump them in the pan. Fry your bacon if you need to, or if you already got it fried, partially fried. Whisk your eggs, pour it over, dump your bacon, spread it around, a little bacon grease in the oven. I mean, 15 minutes to prep it. maybe 20 if you're doing the whole carrot cutting thing. So anyway, my point is, it's simple. It can be prepped early. It's super nutrient dense. And although it may sound a little weird, because I know it probably does, carrots and bacon, but it's really, really good. So I'll quit with the infomercial. I'm going to pop this puppy in the oven, and then I'll come back when it's done and let y'all see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. It just came out of the oven, took 15 minutes. And yowzer, it smells delightful. And you want to be careful because you don't want to get it overcooked where the eggs are rubbery. But look at that. See, and I like it. So you can see the eggs a little soft right there, like soft scrambled eggs. If you don't like that and you want it cooked all the way through, let it go a little longer. Remember, this is a very forgiving, flexible recipe. I like them a little soft, and plus when you pull them out of the oven, it's going to keep baking from the heat. So anyway, that's it, y'all. Carrot, egg, casserole, carrot, egg bake, carrot, egg delight, carrot, egg, Memaw, whatever you want to call it. Carrot, egg, bacon dish, whatever. It's super tasty. And again, it's very nutritious. A fantastic side for all kinds of beef, chicken, pork. It doesn't matter. Y'all give it a shot. Easy, and I think you'll really like it. So let me know what you think. Let's get in those comments and get some chatter going. See you here at the next video.